Hey guys, this is Shruti Enkar and I'm back with another episode of Crack It all about campus placements. And today we have with us a very vibrant and dynamic person. So please welcome our guest, Master Sanket Bachhav, who is placed in Xoriant. Talking about Sanket, he is currently in his final year of engineering in Electronics and Telecommunication department and is also well versed with robot operating system and UI UX design. So first of all, congratulations Sanket for being placed in Xoriant.
Thank you so much, Shruti, for a wonderful introduction, and thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. So my first question to you is, in which year did you start preparing for your interview?
Actually, I started my preparing in my third year itself, and also like the college is also helping us, and time to time college send us like reminder that you should must start the preparing for your interview. So yes, I started my interview preparation in third year.
Okay. So how did you start your preparation?
The I started basically actually I was tested positive for COVID-19 last year. So during that time I started watching videos on YouTube. Basically the interview experience videos, and from that I get idea like actually what interviewer expect from the candidate. So it gave me a better idea like what actually I need to focus on, which parameter I need to improve. Like I get a proper idea, and then once I get proper idea, then I started toward the first round preparation, which is basically for the aptitude and programming for the programming languages. So I started working on aptitude. I solved daily like 40 to 50 questions, and for the programming 2 to 3 questions. Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
that's
great.
how I started.
Yeah, okay. So what skills did you build in yourself?
Skills are like just see. I personally believe that you must be good in one programming language. The language is any like, but I suggest that like if the language is object oriented language, then it will be the beneficial for you. So one good programming language, then other than that the DSA, OOPS concept, then
Yeah.
SQL is a beneficial point, because having a knowledge of a database will be the plus point. That's my thinking. And other than that is your communication skills that's play an important role in your interview.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think is the need of industry?
See, if you are preparing for whether for service based company or maybe for the product based company, but I suggest in IT industry, you can see that daily something new comes, so you must be aware of a trending technologies. Like if you take an example, I'm not saying that you must know everything in that, but just see if you know the ML AI, at least you should know why we use ML, where we use ML. So at least basic knowledge of trending technology. And other than that, I think company expect us that you should be ready to work with team. Because see, if you are placed and if you're going to particular company, then you are normally getting project, and every project is a team based project. Like you have to work in team. So you must be the good team player, and you must be ready to work with a team. And learning attitude is also important, because daily something new comes, so you must be ready to learn something new.
Yeah. So how many rounds were there in the interview?
Actually, in interview process, there are one TR round and one HR round. But before that, there is one round one, which is qualifying round. And that round is consist of basically our aptitude and programming, like coding questions. So I'll say that in quant section, basically, the quant's level of difficulty is moderate, I will say, compared to like normally I whatever I see, the Xoriant exam is moderate for the con section. Then logical and verbal is very easy, I'll say, and programming is also easy. So overall I can say easy to moderate first round. Then comes TR and HR, and each and every round is elimination round.
Okay. So can you just brief what questions were asked you in TR round?
Yes, so we all know that Xoriant is a product based company. So
Yeah.
yeah, so TR is mostly focusing on the concept, basically the depth knowledge, like what actually I understand. He's trying to like check what actually I understand from that concept, how where we like he asking me the real time example of that, like where should you use that and all that. The first I think in TR round, after the introduction, he told me, explain me the like basic program, one small program. Then he came to the DSA part and OOPS concept. Like basically in OOPS concept, he asked me like basically what is polymorphism, what is encapsulation. Tell me the example of data hiding in real time, like real life example of data hiding. Then DSA is like linked list. Ma'am, sir, give me one like questions of a question of a linked list, and in that the question is like I have to add one node in a linked list. So that one question, then some question related to DSA like quick sort and what is merge sort. Then sir goes toward the SQL part. And in SQL, but actually, sir told me basically they give me one scenario, and for the same, I need to write one query. And after query, they again come for my project, and they again ask me another project and some question related to project, basic question.
Got
I
it right.
personally suggest that if you are going for the product-based companies or maybe the higher companies, then the DSA plays important.
Okay. And what type of questions were asked in HR round?
Actually, my HR round is really interesting. So I always suggest in an interview, you must be on a driver's seat. You should know how to drive your interview. Like HR don't expect you to tell more technical stuff because you already cleared the technical round. HR normally check your communication and whatever you are explaining or trying to explain in how much manner, or I can say in how much or instead of I can say that like how you explain, how you express yourself, because in HR round question are normally related to yourself, your background, introductions, and projects. So they not focus on the technical stuff. So I'm expecting that I prepare some question for the HR round. So I'm expecting that the ma'am should ask me the same question. So for that, I just say in introduction, first question is introduce yourself. So in introduction, I end my introduction with like normally if I end, like I like to watch web series. So in that there are 40 to 50% chance that ma'am may ask me like, okay, tell me your best web series, like whatever you like. But instead of that, I mention like I like to watch web series, and I personally feel there are lots of things that we can learn from the web series. And suddenly ma'am asked me, okay, then tell me the what you learn. And I actually already prepared for the that question. So that's how you can like tell something. So interviewer may ask you the same questions, and if you prepare already for that particular question, then definitely you can tell something like, or you can tell the proper answer for that particular question. So this is how you can drive your interview. And then the basic questions like what is your worst situation in life, beautiful situation in life. So it is a positive impact.
Okay. Uh, so, were there any tricky questions asked in the interview?
No, actually, I don't feel any tricky questions. The question were basic, too basic. Like if you clear with your basic concept, then you can easily tell every question. Like you can answer any question.
Okay. So, what efforts did you take to build your resume more effective?
Okay, so resume building is a task. I personally feel for me it is not a big task, and it is not a task of 2 to 3 days or maybe 2 to 3 hours, because you know you can see like what exactly in resume, your skills, your educational background, but what makes your resume different, your projects, your competitions, and your internship. So I personally feel and that you cannot build in 2 to 3 days. So I always suggest start participating in competition from your second year onwards, second or maybe at least in third year. So it will definitely a good point for your overall career, or I can say. So basically, in my resume, I give preference to my experience because I'm a part of a Zensa training. So I put that in first, then my education, and then I come toward my projects. And so project is also the big part. So for what project should you mention in your resume? So consider if you have a 4 to 5 projects. So I always suggest mention the different types of project. Like I'm a I'm a person with an electronics background. So I mentioned one project from electronics background, the one project which is my final year project. In that we use ML, AI, and basically the deep learning related technology. And the third project that actually I mentioned, which is related to more like web development part. So it shows like, yes, you can work on different technology. So this is how you can build your resume, show the different skill in your resume. And also during mentioning the project name, also try to add 2 or 3 lines description of project in short, or maybe your role in that particular project. Then comes your skills and extracurricular activities, and always take care that whatever skills you are mentioning in your resume, you must have at least one project on that particular skills. So this is how actually I build my resume.
Okay, that's really great. So did you do any internships?
No, actually, I'm not part of any internship. I'm part of a Zensa training only. But I like to suggest, even though I don't have an internship, it did not have any negative impact on my interview. The reason behind is I'm a part of lots of competitions like I2E hackathons and my E&TC. Also, I'm part of a Robocon team, so it helps me to cover up that part. But I always suggest having an internship is always a plus point.
Okay. So what type of projects did you include in your resume?
Okay, so the first one is my final year project. Actually, I'm working on that. So I just mentioned the basically project name is ECG signal classification and heart disease prediction. The another one is my mini project in of third year, which is basically the ROS based automatic vacuum cleaner. And the third one is a space travel agency website, actually the design of a website basically. So these are my 3 projects.
Okay. Would you like to brief your project a little more?
Okay, so I'll tell you the project that actually ma'am asked me. So, yes. So in my interview, ma'am told me to explain this project. So instead of telling my project, I will tell you how should you explain your project. So it will help you everyone. It will help everyone. So basically, always start why you choose the problem statements. I'm assuming that if you are doing projects, so definitely you are trying to solve some problem. So if you are
Mhm.
taking one problem statement, so why you choose that problem statement, then tell like how you approach to that particular problem statement. What you like, what is the disadvantage of existing system or existing particular whatever you are trying to improve. Then comes to your goal. What is your goal? Then comes like what is the process. Then tell ma'am or sir like I'm using this and this technology. Then comes to the main part, which is explaining the project idea, overall concept of the project. And after explaining the overall concept, then try to tell them like, yes, we did this and this, and we are planning to do that, like future goals. So this is how you should explain your project.
Okay. Uh, Fine. And what advice will you give to the students who are now going to the interview?
So okay, first thing first, dress well, and always, because it's your first impression, and always join your meeting 5 to 10 minutes before interviewer, and till interviewer comes, wait and stay calm. Then the second is, I think it's important part, research about the company, because it helps you to understand what actually the company expecting from the candidate. So it helps you to answer your question in a proper way. Like if they ask about company, because this happens that in interview round, that interviewer may ask you like why you want to join our company. So in this question, it will help if you did research about the company. Then obviously you are going for the interview, so revise the technical things like DSA concept, OOPS, and SQL, whatever you have mentioned in your resume. Try to do each and everything with the depth knowledge, or properly you can I'll say you can revise each and everything properly, whatever you mention in your resume. Then I like to say like focus on your introduction, because the first 2 minutes is the key to success of interview. That's my personal feeling, because introduction plays important role, because in
Yeah,
first
absolutely.
2 minutes interviewer may judge you on the basis of your project skills and your communications. Then comes project, because they are like taking like yes, you work in this project, so you know everything about that, so be prepared with your project. And yes, yeah, project is the plays important role, and I personally feel confidence is a
Yeah,
key to crack any interview.
yes, absolutely, sir. So, what are the programming languages that you have mastered?
The programming language, I prefer Python, because Python is easy language, as I'm coming from the electronics background. And the
Okay.
reason behind the choosing Python is, as you mentioned, ROS. So ROS helps Python. Like Python is supported in ROS. So that's the one reason I choose Python. Also, if you see the placement, the first round, then normally you have to complete the two questions within a 45 minutes or maybe 1 hour. So Python helps you because there are lots of inbuilt function in Python. So I choose Python, but I always suggest that take any language according to your career path. I also like to work on ML and AI. So, like in ML and AI, Python is used. If you want to work on cloud, then choose Java. Or if you
Mhm.
want to work on another things, like then choose C++. Then according to your career path, choose the language and master in that particular language.
Okay, I mean, so whatever you choose, do mastery on that. Means do perfect
Yes,
what you do.
yes, always solve the like you if you like the programming, then try to solve 2 to 3 program daily. Or if you like advanced programming or maybe the competitive, then go on the platform like Hacker Rank, CodeShape. So master in that language, and the consistency matters in programming.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly. Okay, so did you do any co-curricular activities?
Yes, actually, I'm a part of a E&TRA competition, as well as I'm part of our college team cipher group. I'm part of a Robocon competition. I actually part in mostly the technical things like hackathon, ITA competition. Like ITA competition is basically most business perspective. Like basically, it is for the startup and all that thing. So yes, I did some of the competitions. I'm part of this competition.
Yeah. So, how did these activities help you in building your personality?
A lot. I'll say lot, because you see the communication skills, presentation skills, everything is improving your competition. Because even if you don't know, I'll always suggest go and participate in competition. If you see, like there are 25 teams in competition, and if you get 25th rank, then still it's okay, because you learn lots of things, communication skills, presentation skills, because sometimes you have to present your idea in front of someone, so you get idea how can we present ourselves within a 2 to 3 minutes. How can we present our idea? You get lots of idea if you work in a competition. Also the quality that actually the industry need, like team player quality, that you can improve in working with in a competition, different competition. If you also the leadership quality is one. So everyone, and I personally feel believe that team player quality, that everyone must possess these skills. Also the important thing is time management. You learn time management if you work in different competition, because simultaneously you are doing your college, you are doing your something orals and all that thing, and simultaneously you are doing your competition. So time management you learn throughout these competitions.
Okay. Yeah, but now many students have a very common question that how to manage both academics as well as co-curricular. So, how did you manage?
Okay, so in my case, I remember I'm part of a Yantra, Robocon, and Sensa training. So that time schedule is really hectic. Like I remember Sensa training lasts for 4 to 5 hours, like 2 to 6 p.m. Then immediately our Robocon meeting is scheduled like 6 to 8. Then again in the night, Yantra competition task. Like after 10 p.m. we are starting on Yantra, like up to 1 or 2 a.m. So sometimes it feels hectic, but I always suggest it's worth it. Like you learn lots of things throughout this competition. You develop yourself on a different level. So take part in a competitions. So managing thing is like basically I create to-do list for tomorrow, and I used to give priority to deadlines. Like now I'm working on three competitions. So but I know the Yantra deadline is near. The competition deadline is near. So I give more time to that particular competition. So I always suggest give priority to your task and manage time accordingly.
Okay. Will you please share your journey in RSCOE?
Okay, so my journey in RSCOE started in 2018. Actually, I came to college by a normal process, which is basically the cap round and selection, and I got E&TC branch. But actually, in start, I want mechanical branch, but I got E&TC. So I'm planning to change after 1 year, but I never changed that because in first year I learned lots of things related to robotics, and also I get interest in this particular branch. So I stay with this branch. Actually, it's a really wonderful experience. That 3 or 4 years, it's wonderful experience because teacher are too supporting in nature. I like to share one experience. Uh, Actually, in a second year, my all friend in division B, and I'm the only one who is in A. So I go to the HOD sir and tell them like, yes sir, I want to change my division. So, but I know that everything is set, like the all roll numbers and all the document part, all everything is
Yeah.
done. But even that sir told me, okay, you can sit in division B. So I remember around 4 to 5 months, teacher is calling my roll number in division A. So my exam, my oral, practical, everything conduct as per the division A timetable, and I sit in division B. So you see, everyone is really helping here. So no issues. The staff is everyone. Staff is like good. Like you get all notes. Like even if you like, I say, I remember that everyone is saying that taking the percentage, or I'll say CGPA in engineering is a hard thing, but I'll say it's really easy. In RSCO, it's really easy because you just need to read your teacher notes, and that's enough. You just need to write that only. It's totally enough. You easily get 9+ pointer. So, but journey for even for the journey for me, the first year is so special because in that year we are in college. Then because after that the sudden pandemic wave comes and we all at home. So for us, like for my my batch, the first year is so special, and for me also first year is so special. So I enjoy a lot through my engineering.
Okay. Yeah, actually, the teachers are really very helpful.
Yes.
Okay. Last but not the least, what message will you give to the budding engineers?
So I suggest if you are in first year, then enjoy your college life because this day never comes in your life again. So enjoy it. Then if you are in second and third year, then I again said that take part in competitions. You learn lots of things. Also, there are lots of non-technical clubs in our college. So take part in that if you are not interested in more technical part. So non-technical parts and clubs are also present. So take part in that. The basic thing is you need to participate at least in one club. There are teams Cypher, then Shaswat, and lots of club are there. So at least take part in like one club. You learn lots of things there. And if you like technical thing, like if you like programming, then start solving like basic problem. Then move toward the advanced coding. And if you feel comfortable, then go toward the advanced platform like Hacker Rank, CodeShape, and do some competitive coding. So these are the things I'll suggest for the coming engineers.
Okay. That's really great. Thank you so much, Sanket, for sparing your time, coming over, and sharing so much with the audience. It was an amazing talk with you, and all the very best for your future endeavors.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much.